YouTube, how the fuck you doing? Hey guys, Nadeshot. Today I'm bringing a brand new video. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. Welcome back to Thieves Den Part 2, where we are playing our first ever tabletop RPG. Spenser, professional game designer, has been hosting and guiding us through this cyberpunk-inspired universe. I've had a blast. Episode 1 blew me away. I am now hooked to tabletop RPGs. We've been filming a ton of videos, and obviously, tabletop RPGs, they don't start and finish in 30 minutes. This is our second hour. We got 2 more hours to go. I'm actually stoked to have Coke Energy as a partner, boosting us through this entire production. We're having a ton of fun. Thank you so much, Coke Energy. Let's get it started. Part 2.
Previously on Thieves Den.
My birth name is Blythe Soto.
My birth name is Kakashi Zoldyck.
My birth name is Flair, and I don't know my last name. I don't know my last name because I was actually adopted by my father, and he is actually the one that hired people to kill me because I'm a threat to his business.
We need to name your father. I mean, we could do like Benson.
I thought Benson.
We'll say that his name is Benson Blair. You're hired by somebody to go in, grab a person from that testing facility, and get out. Give me the name of this person.
Ricardo Sanchez.
Ricardo Sanchez.
We think that they're testing on him for a higher power.
Ricardo is chilling. He's kind of looking behind, seeing what Ray is shooting at, but otherwise not really making any motion, nothing like that.
You get the coordinates for where you're supposed to go. It is a hotel. This hotel is called the Lullaby. As you walk in, what we get here is a person sitting in a chair. They're wearing stark white robes. They have a pendant around their neck, and they have a bullet hole right through their head. From around the corner comes a man. This is the face of Benson Blair.
Oh, no.
And he says to you,
"Welcome, child. I see that you've brought me what I've been searching for. So nice of you to do your old man a favor."
Flair is furious.
yeah, sure.
She is like almost blinded by rage. So she just instantly pulls out her minigun, just grabs it out behind her shoulder, and is just staring him dead in the eyes. And
So as you go to pull that, you have a gun on your back.
yeah.
So I
She's
think you pull that out and you feel them like tensing up to hit. This moment is gonna be like make or break for you all. So she's pulling her gun. We're gonna have to roll and see what happens here, okay? So you pull that gun out. Are you gonna try and get a shot off before?
I'm not, but like she.
What?
Oh, what?
No, what I was gonna say instinctively,
Yeah.
like I knew Flair's background. And I knew
Yeah.
how-
So you know she's
You
like.
know what's gonna
She
happen.
is angry.
I knew how angry she was gonna be, so in that split second, to allow her to get this vengeance on
Yeah.
her father that
Oh, that's
she's
great.
been so needing,
Yeah.
my instinct takes over, and I want to disarm the people that have the guns pointed in her back.
Love it. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
that sounds good.
We're fighting.
We're fighting.
Is that what
Okay.
we're doing?
Going
Oh,
full
well,
on
we're not
fighting.
even talking. We're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Depending on whether those people are people or androids,
Yeah.
like that he uses the army of androids.
These are definitely androids.
They're androids.
So I can do something called neural corruptor,
Yeah.
right? Which would disable them.
So it sounds like you're gonna try and take out the person behind her.
Well, should we?
Right?
Do you guys want to try to get more info from this guy?
Yeah, it's up to
Yeah,
you
you should-
guys.
you
I
could
feel
take-
like
you
I
should
Yeah,
like
take back
kinda
over.
like
Take back
take
over.
the
Yeah,
lead.
yeah, that's okay.
yeah.
No, this is our story, so we step back the narrative and we figure out what's most compelling.
Okay, so Flair, she's raging. She reaches
Sure.
for her gun, but then realizes
yeah, you
that
feel
she
the-
feels
yeah.
the gun press up against her back and realizes that she needs to like calm down a little bit.
Sure.
She's furious. She says to him like, "I know you're trying to kill me. I found out that you tried to have me killed. And why do you need this kid? And who is the guy in the white robe that's dead over here?"
Child, if I wanted you dead, you'd be dead.
So what was that then? Because I'm not dead.
I think he smiles at you, and he says,
Give me the child.
What? Why?
Give me the child.
He
What
says-
do you need him for?
He pulls out a pistol. You see that it's like chrome tipped, like super high end pistol, and he says,
Don't make me do it.
Can I Can I talk or negotiate?
Of course. Anything you want to do. What do you want to do here?
I want info from him.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So I'd like to roll to see if I can like
Get
at
something out
least
of him.
understand why he
Yeah.
wants the kid so much.
Yeah, so go ahead and use talk.
Talk. Is this kind of a trapped situation?
No, because you're trying to gain information
Yeah,
here. So I
yeah,
think you're
so
just going to roll your regular action die.
Okay.
You're not going to have an edge here. And this is going to be controlled. You're just trying to get
Controlled.
information from him, right?
Okay.
He's
So I
not going
just
to
need a
shoot you
6
for
or higher.
asking information.
Okay.
Yeah, so you need a 6
All
or
right,
higher.
I'm really curious.
Get a mixed success.
I got 2.
That's a 2. Okay, so but let's play this out, right? Because
Okay,
it makes
okay.
sense that you might not get information from him,
Yeah,
but you
yeah,
might
yeah.
get something. So ask me the question that you want answered, and we'll sort of talk about it.
So he's threatening me. He pulls
Yeah,
up the gun.
he has the gun. He's like,
Don't make me do this, child.
The least you can do is like tell me what you're doing with this kid.
What I'm doing is none of your business. You left me.
You tried to have me killed.
I think you feel like the butt of the gun
Yeah,
come against your
yeah.
back. He's like,
You have no leverage here.
Play the daughter card.
This guy.
yeah, seriously. That chew tells me like he walks towards you, and he grabs the child, the child's arm. And the child looks up at him, and he's scared, obviously, of this man holding a gun.
Yeah, I think we have to fight here, guys. Are you guys okay with that? I don't want this guy taking this kid.
So we get this moment, right, where like you two lock eyes, and we get the child standing between you, right, like this sort of the symbolism of like your childhood, right, and then everything happens immediately. What goes on?
I'm untouchable.
Yeah.
And I've got cloak blades.
Yeah.
So this entire time, I've just been furious.
Yeah.
As Flair's been talking to her father.
Sure.
Just wanting to help her and trying to get this entire situation taken care of.
Yeah.
And so I've got my cloak blades armed. And even though I know I have a rifle, the barrel of the gun stuck in the back of my Kevlar armor that I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
I am ready for action. With all this information that I have, it's time to go.
Yeah.
So with my untouchable trait and my cloak blades, I just go ballistic on these androids that are behind us.
Great. So you're gonna like describe from. So you like pull the blades out and start like you go to the person behind you and like throw a blade and then throw another. You know what I mean? Like
Cloak blades from behind me, they're at my side.
Yeah.
Immediately go behind me like I'm Wolverine.
Yeah.
Take one out, and then as I take one out, I just take both my arms, slice the heads off the
we're gonna have you roll to
have
see
to roll
how
for
well
that.
you're able to do this. But this is good.
I already know.
This is great context.
Back behind
so we're
me.
looking back behind you and
Bop,
out.
bop.
That's the goal.
All three are
I love it.
taken
Let's
out.
roll. That's fight, and that's whichever edge you want to use here for flavor. So probably
Untouchable.
yeah, probably untouchable.
I'm good.
Great. Roll that fight
Untouchable.
die.
Ooh, my fight die is real good.
Yeah.
And what do you think this is? Controlled, risky, or
This is
desperate?
definitely risky.
This is risky, so I need a 7 or a 10.
7, yeah, 7 for a mix, 10 for a full.
All right.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
an 8, so it's a mixed success.
Okay.
So here's what happens. Deck those guys in the back, Wolverine style, right? Blades through the throat. You pull back out and you go for the guys on the side. Those two are reacting. They move out of the way. But this guy behind you is down.
Done.
But as that happens, he's right against your back. So before he gets hit, like in real time, you're also going to take a couple of shots. You would take a point of serious harm. You'll see there's a serious harm box, but you have armor. You have 2 points of armor, so you can mark a point of armor if you want, and you'll just take cosmetic damage.
Oh.
Which means you're like, your clothing gets ripped, right? Like you see it, like you move just out of the way, and it like tears
So
through
I
your
took
cloak.
I took a hit of
some of
armor
your
and hit a
armor's gone.
cosmetic.
Exactly.
Got it.
But you flipped around. These two are now caught off guard, and the guy behind you's done. What else are we doing here to try and get rid of these guys?
Okay.
Do you want me to try? Do you want me to try the neural corruptor on them? On the last two that are there?
Yeah.
Do it.
All right. So that's still going to be a hack and a neural corrupt, and then
And neural corruptor, yeah.
so he, as soon as he starts pulling, I'm bobbing and weaving out of the way. I'm like, I'm out. And they're so distracted that they like aren't up against me anymore. So
Yeah.
when that happens, I can immediately start my, that. So it's pretty much a virus that goes like into their systems.
Yeah.
But I want to
Love
make sure
that.
that like I direct it just at them. Ricardo's like completely untouched.
Yeah.
So 7.
It's a 7.
7.
Great, so that's a mixed success.
That's good.
Yeah.
But she also has 2 energy dice.
You do,
True.
so you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
roll one of those
So
if you wanted to get a full success.
I might as well because I have 2.
Sure, do it.
So
Yeah,
let's go
yeah.
for
2 more.
8, 9. That's a
9.
9. Okay, so so it's still a mixed success here. I'll take that die. Thank you. Describe for me what this neural corruptor does to them, and I'll describe sort of the thing that happens after this.
Cool. So as soon as I send out the neural corruptor, they immediately like drop their guns and just kind of like power down. Like they're just not moving anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, these two do that. In this cacophony, you lose grip of Ricardo Sanchez. He runs. I think he doesn't even get like, it's not even that somebody steals him, it's that he's like freaking out over what's happening, and he runs. He bolts for the door and he's like trying to get out, and you see Benson, Blair, your adopted father, beelining for him at the door.
Do I still have one guy on my back?
No, that guy was taken out.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was one of the neural corruptors.
How far of, like, what's the distance between Ricardo and
Benson? He's closing quick. I mean, this is a hotel room,
Quick?
so.
Because I really just want to throw some explosives at him, but
Yeah.
it might damage the kid.
Yeah, I would be careful of explosives in a hotel room.
I'm gonna chase after him.
Sure.
Yes, yeah.
After Benson or after Ricardo?
After my father.
After your father,
Yeah,
okay.
I want to grab him.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Okay, so that's move. It's probably just this move.
I think it's just
It's
that
just move?
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
Oh,
So
please.
this is definitely a desperate action because
Oh,
you.
this is desperate.
Well, I mean, you're trying to grab your father. I'll say it's risky. You haven't failed a roll, so I'll say it's risky.
Okay.
If this doesn't go well, it will become a desperate situation.
Okay.
That's a 2. But okay, so here's what happens here. Your father runs towards Ricardo Sanchez. As you reach out to grab him, your hand goes through him, and you realize this is a hologram. He did not send his real self here.
He didn't have the nerve to send himself.
He turns, and his like hologram dissipates, and as that happens, you hear like just a barrage of footsteps out in the hallway. They are coming here. What do y'all want to do?
Okay.
I'm about to use my active camouflage.
We need to get the kid.
So the kid is here. You have the child.
Oh, we
now.
got him. Oh,
yeah, the
okay. He
hologram.
stopped running?
The hologram
Okay.
Yeah, he's at the door, which is now
Oh, got it,
locked,
got it,
right?
got it.
Like,
Okay.
Well, to be honest with you, Ray, with a whole bunch of armored androids coming down the hallway,
I think we gotta run.
We gotta go out the.
I disagree. Here's what we're gonna do.
yeah.
Okay.
Hear me out on this one. Follow me. I'm silent, and I also have active camouflage
Yeah.
available to me. I hear these soldiers running down the hallway,
Yeah.
and I want to make sure that both of you and Ricardo can get out safely. And so, as you guys start to flee, they see you running down the hallway. They don't know that there's a third individual here. They don't know that I'm present. Okay? So I let them run by me, and I have my active camouflage on. They can't see me, and one by one, I'm taking them out.
There's probably 100 guys coming up
100?
these steps.
Oh.
They sent in. He sent in.
Hold on now.
Well then, back it up.
I did not want to sacrifice myself against 100 men.
So
we could go out the window, like break the window.
you could break
So
out
I'm
the
gonna
window if you
escape,
want to.
I think.
But here's, I mean, if we
But I
want to get
want
that
my hero
if
moment,
we want
damn
that
it.
hero moment of you saving them, then once they're out, you can go camouflage again and bolt. Your goal is to get them out safe. So if you hold those guys off for long enough, they're able to get out.
So-
Hold the line.
Hold the door.
So
Yeah.
so we still need an escape.
So
right?
you two, so if he rolls this successfully, essentially you two will be able to get out,
Cool.
and he will be able to take these guys out. So we get this moment that we know you're going to like hold the line, right?
the line.
We see you like
Self-sacrifice.
click, and your mask comes over your head. What does it feel
Or
like when it activates?
My headband comes out and my eye comes out. I'm an android myself the whole
Oh,
time.
you're an
my
android.
God.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's called the Sharingan. It's off. The glasses are off.
The glasses are off.
Been uncovered.
yeah. And
It's time.
Yep. It's
Now
time.
you know I'm pissed.
Yeah.
What do I need?
You're needing an 8 here to be able to succeed. There you go.
8.
Make that roll big.
Definitely got an 8, right?
12.
12.
Okay,
That's it.
okay.
Hey, that is a full success
That's
here.
success.
Tell me how this rad goes down.
I reveal myself to them, basically standing with my cloak daggers in the middle of the hallway. Lights are flickering from all the commotion,
Yeah.
and they lock eyes.
Yeah.
Flair, Blythe, and Ricardo, they're running slow motion, turning around, making sure that I'm okay. And at the last second, I make eye contact with them and give them a head nod, and then it's time to go to work. My
Yeah.
cloak blades come out, and I disappear in front of these soldiers, and they are, their minds are blown. They
Yeah.
don't know what they just saw, so they pause in a second of doubt, like what's about to happen.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, within these 100 men in this hallway, clusters of men diagonally throughout this mob are just falling to the ground.
Yeah,
And they're all
taken
looking
out.
around trying to figure out what's going on. In sync
sync
with the
with the
lights
lights.
as they go out, people just falling.
Drop it.
Come back on,
Yeah.
they're looking around like, oh, what's going on? How did this happen?
Oh, I love that. And
So I'm just going crazy.
Yeah, we get this image of like the lights flashing and the bodies falling.
Oh,
Like, what's happening? Yeah.
So I'm just taking them out in clusters.
I think the hallway is like ripped to shreds, right? We get one of those, like, I think that the hallway has a bunch of chandeliers, like crystal chandeliers lining it, and we just get this image of like one of them swinging as you like go back into view, right?
Yeah.
And then it, like drops in front of you, and there are just 100 men all around you.
Dead.
Down.
And then you hear the elevator ding, and then there's just like this old married couple that.
I love that we cut right there.
Yeah.
We cut to the two of you. What is this scene? How are we getting out of here? Where are we going?
Back to the casino.
Back to the
Yeah.
casino.
Yes.
Love it.
Casino.
I love it.
Casino.
Okay, so let's get a shot of the casino. What do we want to call it? We got to get a good name for the
Yeah.
casino. We call it Obsidian, and it could just be like a all black,
Ooh,
All
I
black
like that.
cube.
like matte black cube.
Obsidian's dope.
Obsidian sounds really
Okay,
good.
we'll do Obsidian. Okay, so this is Obsidian. I'm gonna write down for myself, so don't forget.
We play for free.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, for sure you play for free.
Yeah.
We get the shot of this massive
But I
black
take all the profits.
of this massive black cube, right? And we sort of follow through the casino as we see people with cybernetic arms and and holographic forms are all gambling in this place together.
Yeah, we're not actually drinking. We're like in our cybernetic arms. We're injecting like pods.
Yeah, we get the shot of like a bar, but it's really just like a it has like a bunch of capsules and people are like taking them and like opening their arms and sticking them in. Let's get a shot of like you all being taken back into like a VIP section.
High Rollers Lounge.
Yeah, the High Rollers Lounge, and they give you some dice and you like roll them and they land on like double sixes, right? It's like the two like the D6 dice. They roll on 2 6s, and the craps table like lowers and opens, and there's a staircase that goes down. We cut to inside of your den, inside of the Thieves Den, and Ricardo Sanchez is there. You're all there. What are we doing here? What's the goal?
I think we just need a break to hide.
Yeah, for
Figure
sure.
out like what's going on.
Here's what I'll tell you. You look at the ports on the back of his head as an android, and you notice that they aren't like ports that you would have standard anywhere. They're not like something that you would normally find on an android. And you notice that the code here, like you like do a scan, you have a bioscanner, right? So you like do a scan of him, and you notice that the code inside of him is not like any code you've ever seen. This is like wild. Like the code is changing. It's not binary, normally it's like ones and zeros. Normally binary is like ones and zeros. It's not that. It's completely different from that. It's like symbols almost.
Player's gonna like grab his face.
Sure. Yeah. He looks up at you.
He's just
his cheeks
grab
are like
his face.
His cheeks are like pressed forward. Yeah. He's like smushed. Yeah.
And she's asking him like, do you know where you came from? Do you know who you are?
He's got like eyes that are bigger than normal, right? And he looks up at you, and he just doesn't speak, but you can see there's like life inside of him, but he doesn't, he's like silent in this moment. But he does like connect with you in a way, right? Like you can tell that he wants to speak, but he can't. He doesn't know language.
He like wants to speak, but he can't. So could I obtain access to like
His mainframe,
his like
his
mainframe
database.
and like
Ooh.
have
His
him
memories.
communicate?
Like his
yeah, like
memories,
we can
maybe.
see what happened to him.
That sounds great. Yeah.
Sounds
You
really
guys want to do that?
Yeah, that
Genius.
sounds so
Life.
good.
So that's gonna be
Hack?
obtain access.
Yeah. Do it.
Okay.
Ooh, I
So
hope
describe for me how you do this here, because these ports aren't normal. How do you hack into this thing?
So we have him sit down.
Yeah. He's sitting. His arms are crossed.
Yeah.
Legs across.
Yeah. So I'm like, we have these wires that we can hook up into the androids
Yeah.
to like pull their memory and see
Yeah.
what they've like been working on, things like that, and we just pull it up on all those huge monitors,
Yeah.
so we can all see like what's unfolding and stuff like
Yeah.
that. That is a 9.
That's a 9. Okay,
nice.
so that's on a controlled. That is a full success. So what you get here is a trove of information with a full success. You get images first, and it's as if these images are like not from his perspective. They're like stored in his brain in some way. You get a shot of a sandstone temple, like the inside of what looks to be a sandstone kind of temple. In the center of that temple is a platform, and surrounding that platform are like these waves of water, right? And there's a giant red light that beams down from the ceiling to the floor onto like a metal plate or a metal like cradle, and it reflects light up into the rafters. And there are a bunch of like pieces of metal and glass up there that refract the light back down into the water and then throw like dancing lights across the walls. In the center of the platform, there's a woman, and she leans down beside a young man who's there. They're both sort of like staring at the spot where the red light hits, and you see the young man reach into the light and pull out an infant, a newborn out of this light, and he's like, shh, it's okay, and the infant's like crying, and she's like, we have to go. We sort of like glitch out of that and get the shot of a figure in dark robes walking up these steps, and from floor to ceiling of this temple, of the outside of this temple, there's just a single rectangle with like red light. That red light that was in there, it's pouring out of here. And we just get this dope shot of like this giant door, right, that this figure is walking through. We get him entering, and as he pulls down his hood, we see that this is Benson Blair. Benson Blair is walking in, he has that pistol in his hand. We see the shot of the temple now, and just the woman is standing there. She has a bundle in her arms, and he's like,
Give me the child.
She says, this is not yours to take. He says,
Give me the child.
And forcefully makes his way towards her. He grabs the bundle and pulls, and as he does, we see that it unravels and it's just cloth, right? From there, we get a shot of that young man running down to the river that separates where they live from the city. He places that child in like this metal sort of cylinder thing, right, on the river. You see him reach the pendant around his neck and kiss it. And he says, Maru will protect. And then the capsule closes and it goes off towards the city. As that happens, sort of the images cut away, and you're left with one word in your head: Maru. Now, what you know from the images you saw, that river is what separates you from a place that let's call Hallex. Hallex is a place that you know holds like the androids that are part of like a religious organization that see androids, like the androids in the city are all soldiers, right? Like that is their primary function. They see androids as more than that. They see androids as people, right? And so they've split off and formed their own sort of like colony outside of the city where they see their god as being machine. Right? Like they believe that machines created men and not the other way around. So you know
Interesting.
that he is from a place called Hallex, and that's where you need to go next.